If you don't know how to greet people and use the proper language expressions, you might end up like this guy.
It's nice to meet you, Jazz.
How do you do? I'm Mr. Banks.
You got that right. Man, you loaded!
Yeah, what's up, Jay?
So, in today's lesson, we're going to be learning some formal expressions to be used in formal context, such as schools, universities, offices, etc. The first formal greeting and the most common one is hello. You can reply with the same word, hello. It is a formal way of saying hi or hey.
Hello.
Hello.
The second formal expression is how do you do? This is a very, very formal greeting expression used when you meet a person for the first time, and it is not often used. It is usually accompanied by a handshake, and the reply to this expression is how do you do? The same, or sometimes they say very well, thank you.
Hello, how do you do?
Very well, thank you.
The third formal expression is nice to meet you. It is also used for the first meeting after introducing yourself to tell a person that it was nice to meet them, and the reply of it, it's the same, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How have you been? Or how have you been doing? These two formal greeting expressions are commonly used in English, but we gotta be careful when we use them in our conversations, because we don't use these two formal greeting expressions when we meet a person for the first time, like how do you do or nice to meet you, because we're actually asking them how they have been doing lately. So the response to these expressions can vary. For example, you can say, I'm great, I'm fine, I've been doing really well, I've been studying, I've been reading a book, or whatever response that you need to use in order to keep the conversation going.
How have you been?
Fine.
How you been?
Great.
Other expressions that are used in both formal and informal settings are how are you and how are you doing. We talked about these two expressions in our first lesson. You can refer to the first lesson by clicking the above link. So guys, finally we have the most three common expressions in English. We have good morning, we can use it in the morning. We have good afternoon, we can use it in the afternoon from 12 until sunset. And we have the good evening. Good evening, which is after the sunset, you can start saying good evening. But guys, there is one small problem. A lot of students say good night. They get these good night and good evening mixed up. Good night is not a greeting expression. When you leave at night, when you leave your friends, when you want to go home, you say, come on guys, good night. Good night means bye-bye, it's evening, I gotta go home. So don't get these two things mixed up.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon, madam.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good night.
So guys, I hope you have understood today's lesson. It's interesting, and hopefully in the next week we're gonna give you an interesting spoken class like this one. So if you like this video, you can subscribe, you can share it with your friends so that everybody can get some benefits out of this course. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a nice day.